Welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid, so just interpret the message as it best resonates. You may have to flip it, switch it, twist it. Again, never force anything, but take what you need and leave the rest. Now, if you're new to the channel, anything of any relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. If you want to win a free psychic reading with me, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the magic word in your comment bar. The magic word of the day is going to be stuck. All right, so you just have to put the word stuck in your comment bar. You know whether I chose you, if I wrote the word winner underneath your comment. If I did, we'll correspond back and forth on YouTube to figure out a good time that works for the both of us, that we can jump on and do a live stream free reading for you. All readings are done live. Why? Because I believe in spiritual law, what's best for you, what's best for me, and best for the whole YouTube community. Because a lot of people are going to resonate with your message. It's your specific zodiac. It's just the way that it goes. Energy goes to the person that needs to hear the message. And all readings are energy, right? So I just like to put that out there. And without further ado, we're going to look at the spiritual energies first. That'll let us know about the karmic situations, what kind of spiritual blocks you're dealing with, what are the karmic themes, whether you're dealing with soulmate, twin flame, or trauma bond. And that allows us to deal with the actual situation at hand, which we will also look at. But it allows us to shape shift a situation if we know what the spiritual energies are. Sometimes, again, we won't like the energy, what we're hearing. So by doing certain things, we're able to get different outcome. And so we just want to be able to always get the best outcome that we could possibly get for any situation. We don't want to wind up in a situation with a trauma bond, someone that we're bonded to, but through the trauma, and we have one spiritual disaster after another, that affects our self-esteem. It keeps us in a place of lack, keeps us stuck, hence the word of the day. All right, now without further ado, let's look at these spiritual energies. Okay, tactlessness. So again, somebody was in a very low vibe. Somebody only cares about themselves. Someone, again, I feel like has a lot of addictive behaviors. So you may be dealing with Gemini, someone that drinks a lot, someone that doesn't have deep connections. They have surface connections that are only built on passion and like I said, just very selfish energy is what I'm feeling. And again, and if you would have called them out on it, they're opinionated, but I actually feel like they are not just have low vibe energy where they only care about themselves, and they do things from they have bad character. So they have very low moral standards. And when you would call them out on it, they would tell you that you're opinionated. But I feel like this person is very judgmental on everyone. And I think in the beginning of your relationship, they wanted to put you in a category. They wanted to judge you. And they wanted to unjudge you unfairly because it was their way of almost like protecting themselves, like looking for a problem. So you're dealing with a person that needs a lot of healing. Again, intrusive. So their energy, I believe, is intrusive because they only wanted things their way, but I feel as if they continually projected their negative behaviors onto you. So they would say that you're opinionated, you're intrusive, you're rude, but I believe that all you were doing was standing up for yourself. I believe all you were doing was setting boundaries. Um, a person that's in balance, that's not coming from a very uh, high moral place, and is going to have a lot of shadows. People that don't like themselves tend to be very selfish. People that live in survival mode tend to be very selfish. And so I believe that you're dealing with someone that wasn't very evolved. And again, someone that projected a lot of their wounds onto you. And then, mirroring. So, and I believe that you've come to a place where you're like, I've been patient enough, to be honest with you. I feel like you've come to a place where you're like, okay, I've been really patient and I don't really see things changing. I believe that this person that you're connected to expected you to be patient even more, because I do feel like there is a connection there. And I do believe that they do have feelings for you. I just believe that those feelings scare them, and they liked having the facade. They like putting on the facade, pretending that they are that they don't care about anyone. But I do believe that they do care. You might say, well, why do they do that? Well, people that are broken, people that don't feel good about themselves and only care about themselves, are coming from a survival standpoint. And so anytime they get into a vulnerable situation, that would be a trigger for them, where they would not really be their true self. They would wear a mask and they would show you a perception of who they are, but it wasn't really who they are. It was who they wanted you to perceive that they are. Don't get me wrong, I think that we all could wear a mask and we all could create distance from a person if we didn't feel comfortable. But this person, the way that they did it, I feel like was very rude. I feel like they ghosted, they were in and out, they played games. And then, like I said, if you called them out on it, you were the one that was opinionated. See, people that don't know how to communicate, they think that everything what you say is an attack. And people that are not aware of what they do always are projecting what they do onto other people. It's way that the spirit wants to clear themselves. So again, and I do believe that this relationship made you look at yourself, this connection, and as a way when you're dealing with someone that you can feel that they like you, but they're showing you everything that contradicts that, you would look at yourself. And I do believe that that's what you did. And you were like, I've been patient enough. I'm feeling like you disconnected from this. However, I believe that now you're the person that you're tuning in for, the person that acted with this energy. Now they're stuck in a place where they're observing their life, they're observing who they are. And soulmates do that, right? Again, even if this person was not on the same vibration as you, they could be a soulmate. A soulmate, it could be anybody, somebody that comes into your life to teach you about yourself. Really, I feel like the energy that they presented was just very selfish, very rude, very egotistical, all about them, and just wanted to act as if they didn't care, didn't have feelings for you, in spite of that connection that you both felt. So I want to look at the hidden truths. But what did they really feel? What do they truly feel? I'm so attracted to you. So they feel really vulnerable because, again, they're attracted, and that strong attraction made them actually even feel as if you were a soulmate, because they couldn't stop thinking about you. I regret lying to you. Again, they pretended to be someone that they weren't. to protect themselves, and now they regret lying. I wish I could share my good news with you. I love you. So we can see that they that they created all this facade to make you believe something, to push you away, to completely destroy this connection where they lied, but it's again the attraction and the familiarity. Again, with a soulmate, a lot of times the person feels like home, feels familiar. So, for someone that wants to keep it surface, I feel as if they felt as if they were losing control. And so they didn't want to lose control. They did not want to be vulnerable. So what they did was they lied, they wore a mask, they played games, they were in and out of your life, they lied. But now that they did all this, they're realizing how much you mean to them. That's what it looks like here, because now they're in regret for lying to you. I do believe that they've been working on their life, and I believe that they're making changes in their life, and they would wish that they could tell you. But in order for them to do that, they'd have to humble themselves. I want to tell you how I feel, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Because after they botch this up, they're in regret. You speak to me through music, so you're on their brain, you're on their mind. Everywhere where they go, everything that they see is reminding them of you. I believe that that's their conscience, because they know that they didn't treat you right, and I also know that they didn't apologize. They acted rude. They acted like, again, that their shit didn't stink. They wanted you to be the one that apologized. They wanted you to be the one to open up. They wanted you to be the one to give all the energy. And what I see here is you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You walked away. Like, I've been patient enough. If anything, you look at your life and you look at this connection and you say, how did I attract this person? If anything, it's made you look at yourself to see what you want in your life, what you want in a partner. And now that you walked away, now they're looking at their life, asking themselves the same exact questions. And what they see is that they actually miss you, that they actually have feelings for you. I don't think that they thought that they could have a deep connection. I think that they played games for so long that they believed that they were their facade. And now they find themselves in a place of missing you, wanting to humble themselves, wanting to fix this. Will you give me a second chance? Unhealthy attachment. Again, unless they come clean and talk to you, this would be like an unhealthy attachment, because part of them is, it's easy for them to say in the 3D realm, they have to surrender their ego in order to come back to apologize, to balance out this situation. I believe that they're not strong in themselves. Again, the unhealthy attachments could be anything from a codependent relationship to, and it doesn't even need to be a intimate relationship. It could just be someone that they rely on. It could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be anything that, again, is making your person not show up for themselves. And the reason why is because they don't feel good about themselves. Because people that have this type of character, they don't feel good about themselves. People that are continuously opinionated about everything and everyone usually have a lot of negative feelings about themselves, believe it or not. They're projecting all the time. And people that are intrusive, they're controlling, they're manipulative, they're doing things in a way that is continuously crossing over boundaries, right? Again, it's very selfish energy, like I said. But you walking away, you not tolerating this made them look at themselves, but it's again also made you look at yourself. They wanted you to be patient, like I said, but you were like, I've been patient enough, and I believe that you cut the cord. And now, like I said, they want a second chance. They're so attracted. They can't seem to get out of their head. They're now looking at their relationship, and they're in a place of reminiscing about the relationship. They're in a place of, well, being sentimental, remembering good times, and now they want to, tell you how they feel. They want to share what's going on in their life. They miss the friendship, is what I'm feeling. So understand this person didn't realize that all their in and out over the process of however long your relationship was. I feel like for some of you, it was years that you were acquaintances with this person, where they would pop in and out of your life. They were building an attachment to you. They were, actually establishing feelings. They didn't realize it because they were giving you so little, and they were talking to a lot of people that normally they don't develop feelings. So they had to completely demolish this relationship where you walked away because of their tactless behaviors and the way that they acted, in order for them to see the importance of this relationship. And now it looks like they want to fix it, that they're going to reach out to you. You are the first person to make me feel this way. And that's what I'm saying. They have surface relationships. They like to put on a facade and have everyone perceive that that's who they are. And that's not who they are. I feel like this person is a very soft person. They're a very emotional person. I believe that they're a sensitive person, to the point that if they really established a relationship, that they wind up giving too much. So it's their way of preventing themselves from getting hurt. Because in the beginning of a relationship, you don't know who you're dealing with. And so I believe your person treated you the way that they treated everybody else. They were in and out of your life. They were talking to a lot of people, breadcrumbing a lot of people. And I believe that because you would always talk to them, even though they weren't always around, they took your kindness for weakness. They were like, oh, I can talk to you and then leave for a few weeks and then bounce back. And every time I bounce back, you'll talk to me for the hour. You'll talk to me for however long I want to talk. And then I'll disappear again, and there's no consequences. So they undermined you. They misjudged you. They thought that they could just continue to breadcrumb you and that you would accept it. They thought that you didn't see their character. And then when you called them out on their character, I don't really even believe that you called them out in an attack way. I believe that you were just talking to them, but they took it as an attack because people don't usually question their behavior. So it put them in a place of a little bit shocked, a little bit mad, first shocked that someone actually is defending themselves and telling them about who they are, because again, they have a big ego, and most people fall for that part of them, and just look the other way with their bad behavior. You didn't do that. You called them out on it. It shocked them. Then they got angry. And where I feel like they walked away and you walked away and you didn't really care. However, now they're realizing, wow, this was a friendship. This actually meant something to me. They didn't realize. They didn't realize it when they had it. So, that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Well, they realize what they had now, that you're gone. And they feel bad about it, which is good, because if you want someone to change, they would have to see the importance that you hold in their life. And that's exactly what they are. Mental health. And so I believe that your person is not that they're crazy or anything, but I believe that they have had a lot of toxic relationships. So they're not used of a healthy relationship. So when it comes to relationships, they have a lot of spiritual blocks that may make them perceive that there's something mentally off with them when really they're just trying to like protect themselves. But I do believe you being around someone like this without them healing would affect your mental health. And I believe that's why you detached from them. Which showed you showed yourself self-love. You are the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning. So they think about you all the time. You come out in music. They really know that they love you. They know that they have feelings for you. They miss you. And it's not because of looks or anything. I'm not saying that they aren't attracted to you, because it said that they are, but they also miss the friendship. They want to tell you what's going on in their life. They want to share. And where again, they never wanted to do that before. I feel like they always breadcrumbed you. And that was the lie. That was the facade. That was the big game playing that they played. Unhealthy habits and behaviors. And I believe because they suppress their feelings a lot, they probably drink a lot. They probably, again, do a lot of things to avoid their feelings and emotions. And that is what they're also dealing with right now. So I believe that because you walked away, that they're looking at who they are. And so I understand a lot of times when we fall in love with someone or we have feelings for someone, if we're not coming from our true sense of self and we're like, you know, acting a little shady, a lot of times, you know, that person that we love, if they're walking their truth, well, we want to mirror that, right? That's what soulmates are. Soulmates, a lot of times, soulmates, especially twin flame soulmates, they make you want to be a better version of yourself. They make you be a better person of yourself, especially in this situation, I feel like, because the person was tactless, they only cared about themselves, they were playing, they were breadcrumbing, they didn't think that, you know, they were growing attachments, they were only caring about themselves, focusing on their needs. And like I said, the whole time they were growing feelings for you. And in order to fix this, they would have to step into a better version of themselves. And they know that. And they know that. There was someone interfering in our relationship. I believe that they, again, breadcrumbs so many different people that there was a lot of different people interfering in the relationship. So they never really looked at you. That's the irony. The irony is that they had talked to so many different people. They were such a player, only caring about themselves and, you know, very opinionated. Everybody, they had judgments on everyone, but God forbid if you actually told them about themselves, they would again become very intrusive and very, again, protective of them and just shut down. However, they had to date all those people that they did wind up having opinions about, were judging, were comparing, and they see such a difference between you and those people. The people that allowed them to breadcrumb, they also have low vibration. They also are opinionated. They also gossip. They're, again, coming from a low vibration. And here you are, you were like, well, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna like be around people that support me. I'm gonna put the energy into myself. I'm not gonna be around you. And in that, you became so attracted to this person, not just because of your looks, but actually because you're a better quality of person. I am intimidated by you, again, because you come from a very high vibration. Like I said, they know if they're going to come back into your life that they have to hold that vibration. So it would be intimidating because they don't really know whether they can do it. We see that they avoid their feelings, their emotions. They have unhealthy habits. And unhealthy habits of avoidance could be anything. But in this situation, I feel like it's a lot of drinking. I feel like someone drinks a lot in order to not feel. Fights, arguments, conflicts. They're afraid of the fights, conflicts, and arguments, and understand in all their past relationships, because they're toxic, they tend to like that drama. Within this situation, they know that you do not like this type of energy, and they're afraid because of their behaviors that it's going to start that, and that's going to completely end the connection. So they're a little afraid and intimidated on how to approach this situation now that they created it. This is the end. They feel like that this is the end, but it's not that they want it to be the end. I feel as if they think that that you feel like, hey, this is the end. I'm not going to tolerate it because you walked away. And I believe that they're trying to like find out about you. I believe that they're checking out your social media. I believe that they talk to mutual friends. I believe that they're trying to figure out, and you just seem like you're completely fine, that you've, again, was like, this isn't working for me. You went on, you're not affected by it. So they're thinking that you completely want it to be over. That's why they're like stuck in a place of regret. They're stuck in a place of reminiscing. They're stuck in a place of wishing that they didn't lie, wishing that they could share with you about their life, wishing that they had the friendship. They didn't realize that they had the friendship with you because they're used to people on this energy vibration that gives them everything, that put up with everything. And when you didn't do it, they figured that you didn't like them. It created a lot of triggers for them. And instead of you nurturing and coddling them, you said peace out. And now they're stuck feeling the same strong feelings. And I think it's obviously made them look at their life. Look at their lives. Look at the people that they've chosen to have in their life, and looking at you. Now they have something to compare. And what they're seeing is that they've undervalued and underjudged themselves, and they didn't treat you very well. Please don't give up on me. I feel like they think that they can buy some time, that maybe time, that in the right time that they can come back. They know that they're going to come back, I'm feeling, but they're trying to figure out how to come back. I'm done playing games. So when they do come back, they will be telling you that they're not going to play any more games with you, because again, they realize what they have. They realize who you are now, where before they didn't. The chemistry between us is off the charts. So they've tried to walk away, but they can't. Understand the chemistry is usually what makes people want to work it out. Not that they want to use you just for that, but that's the thing. It's like when we have a soul mate, whether that's a twin flame relationship, that passion is so hot, that past life, karmic mate has that type of, chemistry too, where we just kind of feel like we need to even though the relationship is hard, we need to try to figure out how to work it out. And that's what I'm feeling like. Your person is like, I've tried to walk away from this. I've tried to, like, it would be just easier to walk away from this because I'd have to explain this behavior. I'd have to watch how I'm being opinionated. I don't know whether I know how to do that. I would have to let go of all the unhealthy attachments, which I feel like they're in the process of doing because they've done some self-observation, because they're really like so attracted. So when I see that I'm so attracted to you and the chemistry is off the charts and that they're done playing games, well, I believe that they're ready to raise their vibration and actually offer you a real relationship. But they had to destroy the relationship in order to get to this part, unfortunately. So let's just pull a few other cards out to just see any more messages. I check on you from afar. That's what it said. I feel like they check out your social media. They want to see whether you're dating someone else. They want to see what's going on in your world. They feel like even by just checking out your social media, that they're still somehow attached to you, even though you kind of like was like peace out and you've walked on and you actually look like you're not affected by this at all. They think that you think that it's completely done and over, which means that if they're coming back, they really have to come back in the right way. And this is where they are right now. But before they come back, they want to make sure that you're not dating anybody, or that, they're a little afraid of the competition. They're a little afraid of how you're going to react. So they try and pick up clues. I can see myself with you in the future. So this is where they are at. What are they going to do? What's the whole point of the relationship? We want to know. Let's see what they're going to do. Relationship. Let's see. Okay, when I look into your eyes, I see the universe and it activates me. So there's a sense of, again, that unconditional love, where I feel like, again, they can see themselves with you in the future. They feel as if you would make them a better person, that you would give them some sort of direction, because you look like you have your life all together. Now, whether you do or not, who knows? But especially when someone is stalking you from afar, which this is what the person's doing. They're, trying to get clues from Instagram, Facebook, your social media, mutual friends, but that's not really who you are, their perception of who you are. So I feel like they went from one extreme to undervaluing you, to being tacky, to breadcrumbing you, to not wanting to give you anything, to almost putting you on a pedestal, to figuring out how to humble themselves, how to give you what you want, whether they're going to be good enough for you. So this person did a whole 360. And so now they're a little intimidated to say, how am I going to come back? Because I treated you like such shit. But they know that this is an important relationship. They feel like it's a divine relationship because they tried to walk away from it. And it's the intense connection, it's the intense chemistry, and the fact that you were honest with them. And most people aren't honest with them. They put up with their shit. So in the fact that you didn't, they actually see that you're a genuine person, and they like respect you more. They actually like you more. And now you might be like, well, they didn't act like it. No, they got mad. You triggered the ego. They were in shock. They got mad. But then when they thought about it, they're like, well, really, you were just sticking up for yourself. And I actually respect that you wouldn't just let me get away with whatever. I care about you even when I act like I don't. Okay. I love my job. I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel vulnerable. And that's what I said. So really, why does it happen for them is, again, they have to become more emotionally intelligent. They played a lot of games. They tried to manipulate where they didn't show any feelings in hopes that you would give more, because that works all the time. But then what happens is that just causes a lot of toxic behavior between not just them, but the people that they connect to, because eventually the people that they've connected to wanted more. So you didn't do that. You didn't go into the relationship, let them breadcrumb you, and then just put up with it, and then get all toxic on their ass because of that they didn't change. You just didn't entertain this from the beginning. So they were not used to that. They're used to people putting up with it and then getting mad, and then they don't care. And then they like walk away and feel even bigger about themselves. Again, it fed their ego. You again deflated their ego. And they also see like, that was so stupid. Why didn't I show? I actually had the relationship. It actually was working, and I ruined it. And then I ruined it by showing that I didn't have feelings. by not allowing a relationship. Now they're stuck in it. Boy, oh boy. We incarnated together to clear specific patterns from our ancestral bloodline. So I feel like your person wasn't allowed to show feelings. I feel like, again, trained behavior where you, Gemini, might have been brought up to be a martyr, ignore your feelings, be compassionate, be forgiving, like turn the other cheek constantly, ignore your own feelings, where you're clearing that, because what you're saying is, no, I want to be happy. What do I want? I want love. Again, you did a lot of self-reflection. You did a lot, and in that you were like, I deserve better. I want somebody that's equal. So even though it will be painful for me to walk away from this, because this is a soul relationship, I have to do what's best for me. And in that difficult decision, you actually took your power back, and that is actually the way that you clear ancestral karma. So feeling like for you Geminis, you came from a long line of codependency where your ancestors didn't really emotionally get what they needed. They were the givers. And I feel like your person needed to learn how to open up their heart. They were taught, don't show emotions, don't be vulnerable, come from that place of a mask. Show everybody that you're hard. Show everybody that's strong. When you deny yourself, that's strong. And so that is not being strong. So that's why. So I believe that this relationship, yes, they have feelings. It's not saying what they're going to do just yet. But so it's more or less the realization and strategizing, trying to figure out how they're going to come back, because they know that you're not just going to settle for anything. But the real nugget in this message is the fact that you were dealing with a person that was okay treating you like they were treating everybody else. And they were very selfish about it. And they're very selfish because they have a lot of attachments that help them to stay in avoidance, to not giving anyone any emotion, to keeping it surface. And you were like, this isn't enough for me, because you want me as a whole. You don't want me to treat you the way that you're treating me, because when I bring it up, you get mad. And that's what happened here. So they needed to destroy the relationship where you actually did walk away, for them to actually see, wow, who am I hanging out with? Who are these people? And really like taking a good look at you, and mainly because they're so attracted to you. There's so much chemistry that they couldn't just walk away, but they looked a lot deeper than just the skin deep. And what they're realizing is that you're my person. So being that the cards are not saying when your person's coming back, I believe that's going to be more like divine timing. It's, they don't know. It's, they will have an epiphany. They will again just be called to out of the blue one day to reach out to you. And that's because they have to get over their insecurity. What I do know is that their feelings for you overrides their insecurity. So again, they've seen their ways. They know when they come back that they have to apologize for acting pretty shitty, and they're afraid. They know that you're different, so they have a feeling that you won't act the way that their past relationships acted and when they did this. And those people usually again fought, created a lot of conflict, created a lot of drama, which normally they like that, because again, it would feed their ego. They don't like that. So they actually are changing due to this relationship, because they know in order to be with you, they have to be a different person. And they're looking at their life and they're just not happy. So they're actually willing to do that. So I'm going to leave that there, Gemini. You let me know whether this resonated with you. And if it did, leave me a like, comment, the magic word in the comment bar, which I think it was self-observation. And like I said, I will be on again. But if you want to win that reading, you'll know if I chose you. If you again like the video, subscribe to the channel, wrote the word in your comment bar, you'll know if I chose you, if I wrote the word winner underneath. And if you did, again, we will correspond back and forth on YouTube. I will see you soon. Bye.